Jack's heart raced as he stood at the entrance of the old shelter home. The heavy wooden door, once a symbol of sanctuary, now felt like a barrier to his redemption. He hesitated before pushing it open, his palms clammy with sweat. It had been months since he had last seen his parents, and the pain of their loss was still fresh. Today he was seeking answers, hoping to find a trace of the family he had cast aside. Jack and Freya had always seemed like a perfect couple. They lived in a charming house on the edge of town, surrounded by blooming flowers and lush greenery. Their life appeared idyllic, marked by the laughter of shared moments and the promise of a bright future. When Jack's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Adams, moved in with them, it felt like a natural extension of their happiness. In the beginning, Freya took great care of Jack's parents. She cooked their meals with care, helped them with their daily needs, and made them feel at home. Jack's parents were grateful and happy. They enjoyed the warmth and love Freya showed them, feeling blessed to be part of their son's life. But as the years passed, Freya's demeanour began to change. It started subtly at first. She would complain about the extra effort needed to care for Jack's parents. "They're getting so old," she would say with a sigh. "They need so much attention." Her words, though initially dismissed as minor grievances, began to take root in Jack's mind. Jack, who had always cherished his parents, began to view them through a different lens. He noticed how their aging had made them more dependent. Freya's complaints seemed to echo in his thoughts, slowly eroding his patience and understanding. He began to feel burdened by their presence and started to avoid spending time with them. Freya's dissatisfaction grew stronger over time. She complained more openly, saying things like, "They're just sitting around all day. It's not fair to us." Jack started to believe that his parents were indeed a burden. He found himself arguing with them, defending Freya's complaints, and feeling resentful of their neediness. The turning point came one evening when Jack, under pressure from Freya, told his parents they had to leave. He was stern and unyielding, saying that they could no longer stay with him. His parents were devastated. They packed their belongings, tears streaming down their faces, and left the home they had once shared with so much love. Jack's parents moved into an old shelter home. It was a place far from the warmth and comfort they had known. They tried to adjust to their new life, but the loneliness and sadness of being abandoned by their son were overwhelming. They missed Jack and the days when their family was whole and happy. Jack, meanwhile, continued with his life, though it was marked by an increasing sense of unease. The house felt emptier, and the joy he once felt seemed to be slipping away. He and Freya continued their daily routines, but something was missing. Jack often thought about his parents, but his pride and guilt prevented him from reaching out. Months went by, and Jack's regret grew. He missed his parents terribly and found himself haunted by memories of their love and care. He would sometimes visit the old shelter home, only to leave with a heavy heart, unable to face the reality of what he had done. One day, Jack received devastating news. His mother had passed away. She had died alone in the shelter home, feeling the weight of neglect and sorrow. Jack was crushed. The guilt of having forced her out of his home was unbearable. He realized too late that she had been a loving, selfless mother, and he had betrayed her trust. The pain of losing his mother was compounded by the news that his father had also passed away just a few months later. His father, heartbroken and unable to cope with the loss of his beloved wife and the abandonment by his son, had succumbed to his grief. Jack was devastated beyond words. He understood now that his parents had died feeling unloved and unwanted. Jack visited the shelter home to learn more about his parents' last days. He spoke with the staff, who told him that his parents had requested not to inform him of their deaths. They did not want him to feel guilty or distressed. This revelation only deepened Jack's sorrow. He wished he could have been there for them, to make things right before it was too late. The staff showed Jack the small room where his parents had lived their final days. It was modest but clean. The walls were adorned with pictures of Jack and his parents from happier times. Jack stood there, tears streaming down his face as he reflected on the choices he had made and the consequences they had wrought. Jack's life changed profoundly after that visit. He and Freya struggled to find happiness in their lives. The house felt colder, the laughter quieter. Jack became more introspective, often reflecting on the lessons he had learned. He realized that the love and care of his parents were irreplaceable, and their loss had left a void that could never be filled. In the years that followed, Jack tried to make amends in his own way. He became involved in charity work, especially for elderly people. He wanted to honor his parents' memory by helping others in similar situations. Though it could not bring his parents back, he hoped it would serve as a testament to their love and the lesson he had learned. Jack's story serves as a poignant reminder of the importance of family and the consequences of neglecting those we love. It teaches that love should be cherished and never taken for granted, and that the regret of lost opportunities is a heavy burden to bear. For Jack, the pain of his parents' loss and his own mistakes remained a part of him, but he hoped that by sharing his story, others might learn to value their loved ones and avoid making the same errors. In the end, Jack's life was marked by a profound understanding of love and loss. His regret was a constant reminder of the importance of family and the need to treat those we care about with kindness and respect. The lessons learned from his experience were a testament to the enduring bond of family and the importance of never letting pride and resentment come between us and those we love. Jack's story is a powerful reflection on the themes of family, regret, and redemption. It serves as a reminder that the choices we make can have lasting consequences, and that the love of our family should always be valued and cherished. Here's a list of words from the story that you might find useful for learning. Regret. A feeling of sadness or disappointment about something that has happened or been done. Sanctuary. A place of refuge or safety. Burden. A heavy load or responsibility that is difficult to bear. Devastated. Extremely shocked or upset. Neglect. Failure to care for someone or something properly. Abandon. To leave someone or something behind, often in a difficult situation. Consequences. Results or effects of actions or decisions. Enduring. Lasting over a long period of time. Persistent. Testament. Evidence or proof of something. Poignant. Evoking a strong sense of sadness or regret. Isolation. The state of being separated from others. Loneliness. Modest, unassuming or moderate in the estimation of one's abilities or achievements. Sorrow. A feeling of deep distress caused by loss or disappointment. Pride. A feeling of self-worth and satisfaction in one's own achievements. Gratitude. The quality of being thankful. Readiness to show appreciation. Selfless. Concerned more with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own.